Whether you are a first-time global leader or a seasoned one, today I want to share with you the top 3 tips for success as a global leader from start. After all, you don't have a second chance to make a first good impression. And stay until the end so that you can hear a supercharged bonus tip. Hi, I'm Tatyana Fittipaldi. In this channel, we make videos to help global leaders become more effective, more productive, and improve their leadership both in business and in life. If that sounds for you, give us a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit the bell so that you can be notified when we have new stuff up. As a global leader, when you start an assignment, people have high hopes for you. So it's perfectly normal that you want to be perceived in high standards. In this video, I have some tips for you to ensure that you have the greatest success when you are in a new assignment. So let's dive in. The first tip is don't make assumptions. That sounds simple enough, right? But truth of the matter is that sometimes you might jump the gun and make conclusions and judge people on their behaviors without first knowing what they really mean. Let me share a story with you. When I was a teenager, a friend came over once and I was telling my grandma about something really good that happened in school that day. And then my grandmother started to spit on me. Pooh, pooh, pooh. My friend was shocked. And in actuality, for my grandmother, and this is what I mean by before knowing what that really means to people, for my grandmother comes from a culture where spitting actually means that you are complimenting someone about something, and it's an act to spook out the evil eye, because if you did something good, chances are that people will be envious of you. So this is an act of protection. But my friend didn't know that, so she was really shocked about my grandmother's behavior. So not making assumptions sometimes is really hard. Sounds simple, but sometimes, depending on what the situation is really hard not to judge. So make sure to be always open-minded, not make assumptions, and ask what each action actually means, what that behavior means. There is nothing wrong about asking people what they mean by that, or what that action means for them. Tip number 2 is show respect and appreciation the right way. It doesn't matter where you go in this planet, people will expect that you respect them and appreciate them. That's a given. However, the way we show respect and appreciation might differ depending on where you are. So it's important for you to learn what and how to express the respect and appreciation that you want to show. In my recent show, Joyride with Expatriates, I interviewed someone who shared a story about one of his employees that was quitting, and he wanted to show his appreciation for this employee by giving her a gift. And the gift was a couple weeks where he would let go her first, but everything fully paid. So basically, he was giving her paid days of work without her having to work. However, instead of her appreciating this as a gift, she was super offended. So what I mean about things being different in different places in the world is that people perceive the expression of respect and appreciation in different ways. So it's important for you to understand how to express your respect and appreciation correctly. So it's important for you to ask people. So if you want to give a gift, like in this case, ask the person, I really want to give you a gift because I appreciate and respect you so much. What would, in your perspective, be a good gift to show my entire appreciation? Or how can I, in this scenario, show my entire appreciation and respect for you through a gift or through a bonification? It's important for you to ask. There is no shame in asking people what they expect as respect and appreciation. Tip number 3 is walk the talk 100% of the time. And what I mean by that is if you expect people to be tidy and organized, be tidy and organized yourself. If you expect people to be on time all the time, you have to be on time yourself. And that means also on duty and off duty. It doesn't matter when. For example, if you have a commitment with your wife or your spouse, and then you guys start to work late at night, and you won't be on time for your commitment with your wife, you might send conflicting messages. Of course, that's not related to work, but in the minds of your employees, that will become conflicting. They will understand that working late has precedence over family, and that's a conflicting message. And it all started because you were not on time for a personal matter. So it's important that you always walk the talk so that you can be consistent in the messages you send to your team. Before I go to the bonus tip, let me share with you that I created a 101 guide for global leaders where I share not only tips like this, but also a full framework for your first 90 days as a global leader so that you can be seen and perceived in high standards. It includes not only the tips and guide, but also scripts for your first meetings, templates, and everything that you will need to plan week by week your first 90 days in your new assignment as a global leader. I will leave a link in the description below. Okay, now for the bonus tip. What I want to share with you here in this bonus is expanding on the third tip before. And the bonus tip is be watchful of subtle messages. Most leaders don't realize this, but truth of the matter is you will be observed and judged by your employees, by your peers, by everybody 100% of the time. Everything you do, you will be sending out subtle messages. So it is important that you send out the right messages. And that is why walking the talk is important, because it helps you keep consistency between your real messages, the ones that you really want to come across with, and the subtle messages, those that sometimes you don't realize that you might be sending. So walking the talk ensures that, and that's critical for global leaders. This is more than leading by example. You have to ensure that you are not sending out confusing messages for your team. Confusing messages deteriorates trust and helps you and your team in the other way, in a way that is not productive and not conducive for good work. The more consistent you are in your messages, real and subtle, the more you will nail it. I'm Tatyana Fittipaldi. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you can be notified when new stuff comes up. Thank you so much for watching.